we finally have an update for you. We've had a little bit of a delay with our furnace installation, but here we are. We're excited to share with you the next phase of our approach. As you can see from the last video, we didn't have any paint, so we've had our painter come in and he's actually applied the first coat of paint on the walls. Little tip here, renovation tip, we're not going to apply the second coat, the finishing coat, until the renovation portion is done, because we're going to obviously have some more
We'll be cutting in here. There's going to be a lot of dust.
Yeah, so dust and nicks and stuff, potential nicks on the walls and stuff like that that will need to be touched up, I guess, eh?
Yeah. Okay, so we finally got the furnace installed. It was a very big job. I've never done that before, so it took a long time. The inspection approved, so that's great. They're going to come and fill up the tanks. So out goes the wood stove, finally.
Yeah.
And by taking out that wood stove, that opens up the door to so many more renovations. Like the floor can be done now, patch the ceiling, finish the drywall. And yeah, once that floor is done, it's like kitchen time. We're just dying to get these cabinets in.
Whole furnace installation has been like stall on progress, so it's really exciting because it's like the snowball. You can't get one thing done until you do the other.
Yeah, exactly.
So the next phase, I guess, for us is we're going to finish installing the pot lights. As you can see, we've got them started here. As we noted in our previous video, we decided to do a square pot light as opposed to a round one. We wanted to kind of change it up. It's a really nice aesthetic, actually, so a little bit of a fun design. So the general design rule around placement of pot lights is on an 8-foot ceiling, which is what we have. You space them approximately 4 feet away from one another. So 4 feet away from a wall and 4 feet away from each other. So that's what we did. We made that calculation based on that. And then we created an overall ceiling grid. So with the installation of the pot lighting, we have to make some design decisions. Let's go over to the kitchen because we want to talk to you about where we made our decisions in terms of where to stop and start with the pot light systems over there.
Okay, so the first thing we did was make a little plan on a piece of paper. That's the best way to start your layout and to know where all your pot lights are going to go. We know we're having an island right here. I've actually got it drawn on the floor, and we know there's going to be a hood fan and 2 pendant lights. So obviously I'm not going to put any pot lights right there because they're going to be conflicting.
We have directional lighting on our countertop, so there's no need for more ceiling lighting, and it will start to aesthetically look a little bit visually cluttered if we have just an overpopulation of light fixtures. We've got a designated pot light switch. The hood vent is just self-operational. Yeah, and they're all on dimmers. Yeah. As well, just to point you over in this direction, we're also going to have a pendant light above our sink. So we'll have another source of light over here as well. So the kitchen's gonna be well illuminated, which is really important in design and function because it's a task area.
So already super bright in here with these pot lights.
Yeah, so we also have a lot of natural light coming in here in the daytime. So as you can see, our grid, which was really amazing, is our pot lights followed our grid line. And this is essentially right here, these 2 pot lights in here are actually right in the alleyway where there is no light. So this was actually, it just worked out perfectly, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah, in terms of the location of here. And then what we decided to do was, these obviously don't follow this grid. They do spatially, but because we have almost this own section here where our pantry is going to be, we decided to install 2 pot lights over onto this.
It's another alleyway.
Yeah, kind of like another alleyway here.
So we do have a grid on the ceiling. And our big dilemma is the dining room. Because it is a separate zone, we have a chandelier in the middle of where the table's going to go, and we were trying to decide, do we center the pot lights around the chandelier? And the big thing we found out is at nighttime when we have the lights on, if we move those pot lights over to center on the chandelier, we're going to have like a dark spot. So what we've decided is to keep our grid even and consistent so that we have consistent light all around. And when we have our chandelier on, we probably won't have the pot lights on anyway, so it'll be a separate zone.
And we placed screws where our grid follows. So these screws are in line with the existing pot lights that we have installed. If you can imagine, actually Gilbert was very ambitious and he started to already drill. So this is supposed to be a screw, and then there's a screw here. This follows our grid. But if you look at where our chandelier is going to be located, this particular pot light is very close to it. So it created this question for us: do we follow the grid, or do we rezone this entire dining room area Hence, the tape marks on the ceiling would be a new pot light grid. But as Gilbert was commenting earlier, if we did that, we'd have inconsistencies in terms of how the light illuminates over the ceiling as a whole.
If you can imagine this one here where that screw is, like if we centered everything on this light, this is another like 1.5 feet away.
Yeah.
So now you're between your pot lights, you're almost 5-6 feet.
Yeah.
So you'd really have a
which creates
a
an
dark
inconsistency. The only deficiency that you may trouble some people in their brain is how close in proximity the pot light is to the actual ceiling fixture. But it was really just a decision that we had to make that would provide us with optimum lighting and not have any lighting deficiencies, which is most important because lighting is everything.
Yeah.
So that's what we decided to do.
That's what we decided to do.
That's what we decided to do. So that's what we're going to do, actually. So get to it.
All right. All right, stay tuned for the removal of the wood stove. That's next in line.
So if you're having a lot of fun watching our videos, we would love your support. Give us a thumbs up. Put any comments that you want in the comments section. And until next time, we hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers.
Get a little bit closer when you guys are doing the outro. Little team.